Hello, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt, and I love to help leaders and professionals get and stay organized at work so they can be proactive. Today, we're going to be going over Microsoft Planner a little bit more. We're going to go over the 4 top Kanban boards that I think you need to use in Microsoft Planner to help you be really organized. We're going to go over all 4 of these. Before we get started, I want to let you know that I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. You can check out all my videos. I have a ton. I have some great playlists that go over OneNote demos, Kanban boards, all of that jazz. I even have a video all about the Microsoft Planner tutorial, how to create Kanban boards for project management. And it's a super in-depth video. It's already gotten, I think it's like, 19,000 views. And it goes really in depth on how to actually build a Kanban board. So if you're looking for like the details, the nitty gritty of like, how do I actually do this? This video is for you. And I also wanted to let you know that today we're going to be diving into the ebook that goes along with that video. So I'm going to be sharing about these use cases for Kanban boards for project management, for with a team or multiple teams, or even for individuals. So really, I'm going to give you a high level of those today. But if you'd like to snag my Get Organized at Work Kanban system with Planner, I do have a 20-page ebook where, again, I go over all of the details for how to set up the planner, the tutorial items. But beyond that, I also go into leadership things like how to use planners as a communication tool, how to update them regularly, how to use them to capture ideas and to show value to your leaders so you can be promoted. I even have a section on how to use labels or tags in really creative ways. So if you're interested in the ebook, which includes real board structures, templates, and leadership strategies, as well as the other video that's associated with it, I will link that in the description of this video. All right, let's dive into the top 4 Kanban boards that I think you should have in Planner to help you be organized and to create a visual management tool. So let me just go over them at a high level. All right, so the first board we're going to talk about is one to manage multiple projects. And I actually call this the program management board because think about this. You would have maybe a body of work where you have multiple projects that are related to each other, but they're separate. And so I have in the ebook the general structure of Kanban boards that I think is really helpful. And it's a basic one, and we're replicating that here. So usually would have a section for the intake, ideas, or new projects. Then you'd have a planning or scoping column or bucket. Then you're going to have a doing bucket, which is like, okay, I'm spending actual energy acting or doing tasks on the project. Then you might have a column for pending feedback or stakeholder feedback. This is where a task or a project would go when it's waiting and you're not doing anything, right? You have a dependency, you're like, I'm waiting for feedback. And then you would have an implementation or a go live phase, as well as a done or completed phase. And then you can see here, I also have like a reporting or metrics bucket, which would be maybe like after you go live, you want to make sure you have a way to monitor and evaluate if that project is sustaining itself or actually working or the outcomes happened the way you hoped. So, how I would organize this, I call this my project roadmap for my program. In my healthcare career, currently, I am a program manager. And so, managing multiple projects is something that I like to do visually for my team so they know where is everything. And so, when we add projects, one recommendation I would have for you is to create a project details template. Now, I just made this one up, but how it would work is you would assign specific labels. So maybe you would want to create a label for, let's say you want this, I don't know, you can call it anything you want. Let's make this one 2026 priority, right? And so you would assign whatever tag you want. It could be one that says like pending leader review, and you could probably wouldn't change the status or whatever, but you could let people know, change the priority if they think, if they have due dates that they would like it, or like what the timeline of the project is. And then you could have in the notes section different information that they need to fill out, like milestones or go live dates. Are there stakeholders involved, risks, and any actions, leaders, etc. So you get the picture. You might have a template that's a little bit more defined out based on the different types of projects you have. So anytime there's a new project, person could come in here and click copy task. And what this does, it allows them to duplicate it. So they can choose what actually happens when they duplicate it, and they could rename it so that it's named for whatever their project is, which is really cool. So that way, the template always lives here, but I can move the new project around. So I can move it over here and whatnot. So I'm just going to delete that real quick. All right. So I loved having a template. It just makes it streamlined. It gives me the information I need if I'm not the one adding the project. And then you can see how it would work here. You have project 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the completed, you have 5. So you can move the project as tasks happen or things happen to each bucket. Like, okay, we're finished planning this project and we're going to move into actually designing or creating or executing on whatever the tasks we decided we are going to do. And so you would change the bucket here to active projects are doing, and then you can see it automatically moves it over. Or also, as you know, with Kanban boards, you can drag it. So that's how you would move projects through this flow. And so it's a nice visual. You might have 2 projects in the doing. You might have 1 project in go live. Once you hit complete, then it goes into completed tasks, and you might want to move it into your completed bucket. It just keeps everything super organized. Move over here, you little guy. Okay. Ah. So in this board, essentially for each project, you would want to keep your checklist items all together here. And everything would live in the card. And as you know, or you could watch in my other tutorial, you can add attachments here, you can add links, you can comment, and you can mention teammates. And this is great for team accountability because you can assign different projects to be different to different people. So various people on your team can own the projects. And that way, other people know the status, other people know who owns the project, and everything you need to know should be in this card. And so when I talk about program management or projects for one program with this type of board, I talk about it as being the execution place, the one source of truth where people go to find out what is exactly happening with each project, to link out to other documents that would support the work, and to see at a high level, where is this in relation to other projects? So that is the multiple projects board or the program management board. Let's hop on to the single project management board. So the single project management board could be used for you, just one person who's doing one project, or it could be used for a team or multiple stakeholders who are overseeing one project and seeing it from idea all the way to through implementation. And so again, we have a really basic Kanban board with structured buckets of the project overview, planning the project, doing the project, implementing it, and reviewing it, and waiting dependencies and complete. And so in this instance, I've actually used A3 thinking. It's an idea for manufacturing or lean thinking. A3 is a paper size. I think it's like 17 and a half inches by 11 and a half. And it's just the idea is planning a project on a page. And an A3 has different sections. It has a project overview, which includes the background. And a big thing about A3 thinking is what's my current state? What's my ideal future state? And, where am I trying to go? And what are the gaps? What is the gap from getting me between current state to future state? And anything that would help close that gap are called countermeasures. And so I've taken that A3 thinking and I've put it into a Kanban board. And I actually have my OneNote, my Ultimate OneNote hub up here. I have other videos on this. This is my other really huge tool that I love to use for my leadership operating system. But under projects, I do use A3 thinking to go through different projects. And so I've put the A3 template here within the Ultimate OneNote Hub. And so you see that I have the sections, the title, the background, the current state, the problem statement, the root cause analysis, everything that's going to walk you through, okay, here's the problem. How do we solve for it? And so I love visual management tools. I think sometimes it's so much easier to move cards around, to type inside of cards, right? So each countermeasure, for example, to close that gap could have its own card. So not only could you use the A3 structure by typing in, okay, what is our problem statement? This could be our one source of truth. You could write it out here. You could have this, but then you could also, if you have other tasks that need to be accomplished in the planning section, you could add them. If there are other tasks besides these countermeasures, you could add them in the doing section. But also, if there are tasks related to just that countermeasure, you could have them in the subtasks section of that countermeasure. So I think using Kanban board for a single project is probably one of the most common ways to use it. But extrapolating that even further by using A3 thinking and just a really streamlined buckets of, okay, let's help us just make sure we don't forget to address each piece of the project. It's not just defining the solution, but it's thinking about like what is actually in scope, what's out of scope. How do we know what the problem is? Really getting to the heart of it through A3 thinking is really important. And I think it gets you the cleanest result. It helps you reduce drama out of projects and really focus on the data and what's actually happening. So if you want me to do another video on A3 thinking, let me know. I do have a super old one. I will link that in the description below. And then I also will give you the timestamp to the video where I go over my OneNote tutorial, where I do show the A3 thinking structure because I do a short tutorial on that as well. All right, the third board I want to talk about is what I like to call a process board. And in this example, I'm doing a new employee onboarding Kanban board. So one thing you can use Kanban boards is to template your work. And when I say template your work, what I mean is write it down so it's visual, it's on paper, and it's basically the standard steps, the checklist, if you will, or the procedure for how to do a certain workflow. And I think these are great for leaders because it can be a tool to help you delegate and to teach and educate. So, for example, say you're a supervisor and you have a new employee onboarding Kanban board. This could be used where every single time you onboard a new employee, instead of having to rewrite the checklist or remember each piece, all you could do was you would have this board ready to go. And then when you're ready to use it again, you could duplicate the whole thing so that you can just start fresh for each new employee. So to do that, you could come up here to the three dots and hit duplicate plan. You could rename it. So let's rename it as, let's say we're going to onboard me. So I'll just do KFA and pretend like it's my onboarding project. And it would create a duplicate of that. And it's probably not pinned. So let's go find it. All right. So it's right here. And so now when I go to onboard KFA or Kayla, everything is here and I can start fresh. That way you can keep each person, each time you do this workflow, super organized and it's easy to remember. So for this example, onboarding a new employee, I have intake, prep, active, review, complete. I have confirmed the start date, received the new hire details, all the way through doing employee check-ins and doing their final checklist sign-off. So what I would want you to think about for this type of process Kanban board is there a recurring task or workflow that you do all of the time? And it would help you to have a visual to keep track of the steps. And would it help you because there's many steps and they have to be in order? Or is it worth creating a Kanban board so that you can duplicate it to train someone in this function so you have a backup as a leader? Or if you want to delegate something to other people, that way you don't have to tell them, okay, like at 60 days, you have to do a check-in. It's here and they already know. Other examples could be the monthly review of the budget, or maybe there's a specific report that you pull and you need it to be pivoted a certain way. You could use a Kanban board to train someone, and it could also be used for you to delegate and say, okay, take over this task. I'll just check in with you weekly and we can review the Kanban board together. That way I can see your progress visually and you don't have to constantly ask them, where are you at with that project? All right. The fourth Kanban board that you could have is called a personal Kanban board, or my leadership dashboard, as I'm calling it. Now, honestly, this is just a sparkly, fancy to-do list. So I don't think it's the best way to use Kanban or Planner. However, it is something that can sync across your Outlook. It is something that is tied to your Microsoft Teams. So if you're already in there and you're using it and not just making a pretty to-do list, I do think it's really functional and can be helpful. So for this, what I've thought of for buckets would be capture or your inbox. So anytime you get a task, an action item from a meeting, something that you need to do, you could add it here as a task and it would have its own card. And you could, of course, put the details inside, assign it to yourself, make due dates, etc. Now, the way that I like to organize my to-do lists are not just like what's urgent and important, because honestly, in leadership and healthcare and all these different fields that we work in, everything feels really urgent and important. So I often talk about energy management as well as, okay, what are the pending due dates that are coming, as well as strategically thinking what's coming next, right? And so I have added buckets of, okay, today, this is a priority for me to follow up on. This week, I hope to get these items done and I'm going to schedule them on my calendar. These tasks, maybe I'm waiting on a reply, or I have a dependent, or I'm waiting for a response or approval. These are tasks that I need to schedule time for. They are future. These are things that might be bigger, right? So I'm planning this very large meeting. I need to prep for that. Or maybe there is a prep session for Q3 planning that I need to do. That needs to be scheduled and then completed. Once you're done, check off the item and it can move here. I will say you get a lot of, it feels really good, this dopamine hit of checking it off. If you have your sound on, it makes a big ding. And so it's great for that. And I do think it is super functional. Like I said, it's probably not the best way to use this Kanban board feature because teams really, I feel like it's more project focused. However, again, if you're already in Planner and you enjoy using it and you're not too focused on making it pretty and it actually helps you get things done, I think it's a great option for you. And of course, just like I have in my ebook, if you want to check that out, you can add labels, you can call things sparkly ideas, you can make sure that you help yourself prioritize by color coding and all of that jazz. So there are some things you can do to customize it so that for you, it's really, really functional. All right, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope it helped you. If there are other boards that you use constantly or wanted to learn more about, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And then also I'll put some other interesting playlists or tutorials here for you on OneNote Hub, my other signature tool that I love to use to help me get organized that I mentioned before. And otherwise, I hope you will subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Take care. Bye.